Hi, thanks for stopping by. I'm Jimena Cabrera, and in these videos, I'd like to share a little bit more about my creative process, and also in the hope that by opening up and sharing with you what my journey as an artist looks like, then I can encourage you as well to have more creativity into your own life. Well, so today what I wanted to talk about is a concept that I think that is very important when it comes to creating anything, when it comes to creating art, when it comes to creating paintings, songs, poems, whatever you want to apply your creativity to, which is vulnerability. Learning how to become vulnerable. And this is probably one of the hardest things for anyone. At least I know that it was really hard for me, and sometimes it is still a challenge when I am creating songs, when I am writing lyrics, to make sure that what I'm saying truly resonates with who I am and who I'm being, at least in the moment, and what I'm really feeling. And something that is very easy to do is to write things, but from a detached perspective, and not to be fully invested in what you're saying, and to make sure that what you're saying in your songs, in my case, for example, what I'm saying in my songs is really, really is representing what I'm feeling, right? And, maybe if you look at artists in general, maybe if you don't know about their internal processes, you may think that, this comes very naturally for some people, and for some others, maybe because you consider yourself to be shy or something, then it's something that you cannot achieve or something that you cannot do. And that's of course not true. At least in my own experience, I've always felt that it was, when I was writing a song and it got to make me feel a little bit vulnerable, I would sometimes like touch the bullet and maybe not say the thing that was really in my heart, that was really in my mind. And it's only been very recently when I started to allow myself the permission to really say what I'm feeling, even if it feels a little bit cringe. But the weirdest thing happened when I started to do that. And like I'm saying, this is fairly recent in my life as a songwriter. What I felt was incredibly liberating, and it felt more fun to write that way when I was truly felt that I was becoming vulnerable, truly vulnerable, because I was actually writing what was on my mind, right? So there's one thing that, you could be writing songs on your own, this is the place where I write my songs. This is my studio well, actually, as a creator, as a songwriter, and if you write songs as well, or if you do anything creative, you will know too, that it's not confined. The creative act is not confined to one specific place. You're all the time writing songs in a way, because I could be, walking down the street and thinking about, I don't know, lyrics or something, right? But here is where I finally come and sit down and write or create music, right? So it's very common for us to, even if you're alone creating whatever you are creating, there are still some like intrusive, for lack of a better word, right? Intrusive voices that can come to the surface when you are writing, that are telling you that what you're writing is not good enough, or maybe you remember something that someone told you, or you're thinking about how that is going to resonate, or if it's going to resonate with people or not. So that is the shortcut to you basically editing yourself out of what you're making, what you're creating, and not having it be really authentic. So for me, in this next part of my creative journey as an artist, I am making sure that every time I sit down to write anything, be that music or lyrics for songs or whatever I'm making, I'm committing myself to making sure that what I'm writing is truly authentic and is coming from an honest place, right? So I think that that can feel very vulnerable, and it does feel very vulnerable, but it feels more rewarding at the same time. So I encourage you to try it. It could be hard at the beginning, but it's truly more rewarding. And I felt that when I wrote one of my, well, I cannot say that it's the last song that I created, but it is the last song that I released a couple of years ago, actually. I will be making more music soon, by the way. But this song that I released is called Not Too Late for Us. And when I was writing it, I made sure that whatever I was saying, I was thinking as well. And it made the whole process much more fun and rewarding, because it's like when you look at yourself, I mean, when you write something, then that something becomes a mirror for you, right? So you look at the song, you listen to a song, and that song that you wrote is a mirror. So imagine looking at yourself and having the mirror in front of you be distorted. So you cannot really see yourself, right? But when you look at yourself and the mirror, the song really represents who you are, the image, the mirror is crystal clear, and I don't know, it makes the whole experience a lot more, like I said, rewarding and fun and true and authentic. And all of those words are very good words. But it also can make you feel more vulnerable, right? So today I wanted to share with you a prayer that I made, so that I make sure that every time I sit down to write my songs, I'm being truly authentic and true to myself. And I'm hoping that this prayer, I call it an artist prayer, then I'm going to tell you the story behind it in another video probably. But I want to make sure that every time I sit down to write, whatever I want to write, it's coming from a true place, from an authentic place, from an honest place. And for me, that's the essence of art. It has to reflect who you are. If not, can we really call it art? Well, anyway, that's probably also for another video. But let me share with you and close this video with the prayer that I use. Like I said, in the hope that it can also be helpful for you. I'm gonna also leave this prayer for you to download somewhere down in the description. I haven't thought it through how exactly, but I'm gonna do it so that if you want, you can download it and use it for your own creations as well. Sorry, I had to stop the recording because I live in front of a school and it gets really loud at this time. There's a lot of noise outside. Well, anyway, so let me share with you my artist prayer. It says, "This moment is sacred. I open myself to connect with all that I am and all that is. This combination of soul, body, memory, and desire has never existed before, nor will it ever exist again. I do not create from the ego, which only seeks to survive. I do not write to please or to belong. This is my way of building the world I want to live in. I create to align myself with the cosmos, to remind myself that I am part of the whole. I create to feel alive, to remember, to illuminate, to sing my song. My only mission is to remain true to my creative genius. I move forward without haste, yet without pause, knowing the path reveals itself to those who dare to walk. I do not forget that I am the music. I do not forget that I am the word.